where Japan has really raised its assessment of the seriousness of the situation at the crippled Fukushima plant. It's now at 5 on the internationally recognized INES scale. That's the same scale as the 3 Mile Island accident in Pennsylvania in 1979. Just to put it into context for you, the Chernobyl disaster in 1986 was classified as 7 on the scale, the highest level. Want to get more analysis now because I'm joined again by our guest Ian Hore-Lacy of the World Nuclear Association. Thanks so much for hanging around, Ian. And actually, I want to you gave this to me, and I just want to sort of hold it up because this really nicely sort of shows. And I don't think you're going to be able to zoom in on this, but basically it shows the kind of different levels of when it comes to a possible nuclear accident. Now, we've gone up to a level 5 here, which is an accident with wider consequences. This means that what is happening in Japan more serious than we initially thought.
Well, it's more serious than it was designated early on. We've been expecting it to move from 4 to 5 since at least Tuesday, and that means it's broadly comparable with 3 Mile Island. And with the Windscale fire here in the UK in 1957. In other words, basically there are 3 reactors that are wrecked, which is pretty serious, and there is some off-site radiological contamination.
Why has it been so difficult to get the situation at those reactors under control?
Well, it all goes back to Friday when they lost power at the soon after shutdown at those 3 reactors which had been running at full power, and they lost power for some time, and their fate was sealed at that point. And it's been a battle ever since then to contain the effects.
But what they're doing, they've been dousing the area in water from helicopters. Is this the right approach? It doesn't seem to be working.
There's two separate things happening. The 3 reactors need to be kept cool inside, in the bowels of the reactor, in the actual pressure vessel. That's one challenge that's been addressed since Friday, and that's been the focus of everything until just about the last 36 hours. Then it has appeared that the used fuel pools up near the top of the buildings have been depleted of water and overheating. That's been the focus. That's been the footage of helicopters dropping water, I think, very ineffectively. But the fire brigade has fixed it, I think, for the time being. And now they're connecting power, so they should be able to get pumps going and replenish those spent fuel storage pools. But the implications of those completely drying out are quite serious, and that's why it's been a high priority to get water back into those.
I mean, if I'm just looking again at the sheet of paper that you kindly gave me, and it says here, level 5 accident with wider consequences, limited release of radioactive material likely to require implementation of some planned countermeasures. So we're getting, what, a more higher radiation levels? No, not necessarily.
Nothing has changed on the ground at all. It's just that this category has been awarded to the situation. I mean, the evacuation was ordered much earlier, and that's one of the implications of level 5.
Okay.
And the fact that there is some radioactivity deposited outside the plant is the other implication.
Yeah, so in other words, this was already the situation.
Oh, yes.
Authorities were perhaps a little behind the curve in designating the right level to kind of categorize what's going on. What do we know at this point about radiation levels, Ian?
We know quite a lot. I'm seeing pages of monitoring data every 6 or 7 hours. There's a lot of radiation monitoring going on. There are a whole lot of fixed monitors within the plant boundary, and we're getting hourly data on those. There is also some travelling monitoring vans, and there is also monitoring going on up to about 40 kilometres from the plant. And there are some elevated levels out that far. Not dangerous, but they're elevated.
Ian Hore-Lacy of the World Nuclear Association, thanks so much for sticking around.